strip roars like a roulette wheel spun at full force. Every light a promise, every shadow a gamble. It's a place where the air feels charged, where the horizon shimmers like it's holding its breath, waiting for something big to occur. That same tension is running through NASCAR right now. The season has opened with real bite, tight battles, bold moves, and the sense that every lap matters. Ryan Blaney's Phoenix win didn't just boost Penske, it felt like the start of a surge, a spark catching dry brush. Rolling into Vegas, the question is whether the number 12 can turn that spark into a full-on blaze. But Vegas loves plot twists. Last year proved how quickly a first-time winner can crash a party and rewrite the script. With the field this hungry, another breakthrough moment wouldn't just be possible, it would be dramatic enough for this city. Welcome to race number 5 of the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. It's the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Las Vegas, Nevada. And in typical Vegas fashion, it is beautiful, dry weather here in the Sin City. Temperature going to be in the mid-80s, no chance of rain, but just like Vegas, it is going to be windy. Wind at 50 miles an hour northeast through the racetrack, but wind gusts can get up to as high as 25 miles an hour. Green flag is scheduled for 4:13 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. Welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jed. Hope you're having a wonderful day as we get the first mile and a half of the 2026 season. We're 4 races in, a lot of things have happened, a lot of good momentum for NASCAR. One thing has not changed since the beginning of the season. Tyler Reddick still remains the points leader following his first race, I should say, not winning at Phoenix, but still did get a top 10. However, Blaney's win jumps him up 2 positions to now take over the second position. Bubba Wallace falls back to third, minus 72. Fourth is Chase Elliott. Shane Van Gisbergen remains in fifth. Christopher Bell, the biggest mover, 18 spots up to 6th with his second place finish. Joey Logano, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, and Kyle Larson back in the top 10 with William Byron in 11th. Denny Hamlin jumps up 11 spots to now get in the top 16, sitting in 12th. AJ Allmendinger loses 5 positions. Hocevar loses 4 spots. Ty Gibbs now in the chase in the 50th position with Brad Keselowski still holding to that final spot even though he lost 4 positions. Daniel Suarez with his crash involving Chase Elliott earlier in the race at Phoenix. He was the biggest loser, loses 10 spots, falls outside the chase in 17th, but he's only 2 points below the cut line with Ryan Preece, Zay Smith, Kyle Busch, Ty Dillon, John Nemechek, and Ross Chastain in 23rd. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR and proud sponsor of the Busch Light Polo Award, given to the fastest driver at each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Christopher Bell for his 15th career Cup Series pole and his 221st career start. It's his 4th pole at Vegas and his first pole since Martinsville, I should say, last March. He wins pole with a speed of 187.156 miles an hour. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $50 million, becoming a premier sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2026 Pennzoil 400. Starting alongside Christopher Bell is his JGR teammate, Denny Hamlin. In fact, the top 3 are JGR and the top 4 are Toyota drivers. So Bell, Hamlin, and Ty Gibbs. Bubba Wallace with a great 4th place run for him. Row 3 has Kyle Larson, 3-time Vegas winner alongside Ryan Blaney in the 12th car. Row 4 has Tyler Reddick, throwing it back to Kurt Busch's lone 2011 win back in Kansas of 2022 with the Jordan Elephant print scheme. To his outside is Ryan Preece in the 60 car, and right at the top 10 is the 2023 Las Vegas Spring winner William Byron and Chris Buescher in the 17. Row 6 has Austin Dillon, solid run for him, qualifying in 11th alongside Zay Smith, another great run for him. Daniel Suarez started alongside Eric Jones, make up row 17. Row 8, Chase Elliott in the 9, SVG in the 97. Row 9 has Ross Chastain in the 1 car, starting alongside Chase Briscoe, with Carson Hocevar and Riley Herbst rounding out the top 20 for the Las Vegas native. Row 11 has Joey Logano, the only 4-time Las Vegas winner in the field here today. To his outside is Justin Allgaier replacing Alex Bowman, who's still recovering from vertigo. Row 12 has Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and former Las Vegas winner and Las Vegas native Kyle Busch in the A starting in row 12. Row 13, Connor Zilisch, the rookie, alongside John Hunter Nemechek. Row 14, Todd Gillen alongside Brad Keselowski with AJ Allmendinger and Michael McDowell rounding out the top 30. And look at this, shocking Austin Cindric in 31st, and the defending Las Vegas Spring winner Josh Berry starting in 32nd. Cody Ware and Noah Gragson, the other Vegas native, starting 34th, with Cole Custer and Ty Dillon rounding out the 36 car lineup. Now, interesting enough with Ty Dillon, when he posted his qualifying lap, That was his first lap that he ever ran in that car. Now him, Austin Cindric, AJ Allmendinger, William Byron, they will be going to the rear and also lose their pit selection and their car chief for today's race due to them failing inspection twice. Now let's take a look at the odds to win here at Las Vegas. No surprise to see Kyle Larson with the best odds at plus 330, Christopher Bell at plus 450, and Denny Hamlin at 550. Then some big names with some pretty good odds. We got Byron at 800, Reddick at 1,000. Underdog could be Ty Gibbs. He could be a dark horse sitting at plus 1,200 alongside Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace. Carson Hocevar at 1,600. Joe Logano at 1,800 for the four-time Vegas winner. And then you see the other page down there. Some big names, but that could potentially shock the party. You see Daniel Suarez there, Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher. Some big names that could spoil the party because at the end of the day, it is Las Vegas. So let you people make the call. We're bringing that back once again. It is Vegas, so go all out. What's your predictions? Who knows what the odds could be in your favor? We had a lot of people give some really good suggestions on what they think could happen in this race here today. First one comes from Elijah Manuel, who says Toyota, specifically Joe Gibbs Racing, will be tough to beat considering how much grip they had in practice. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the average lap speed, I mean, Denny Hamlin was the fastest in the 10 lap, Gibbs was the fastest in the 20, and Christopher Bell was fastest in the 25 lap. And Zane Smith was fastest in the 15 lap average, but still, he was surrounded by Toyotas. Toyotas are going to be deadly in this race here today. So you are not wrong about that, Elijah. They are going to be extremely tough, specifically Joe Gibbs Racing, with the top 3 being from the JGR stable. Blue Dreamer says, I got 3 hot takes for you. SVG top 5, finished less than 100th of a second in one crash. A team with more than one car crashes in the same week. All DNF, example, Colleague Racing and RFK. I mean, it's not a bad shout. I mean, Vegas can be known to have some pretty wild wrecks, especially on restarts. We know how chaotic those can get. I think we saw it with Tyler Reddick, with him flipping in the Vegas playoff race a couple years ago. We saw it with Ryan Blaney, I think, and Kyle Busch. They had an accident. I think that happened on a restart. So Vegas can be known to have some pretty wild crashes. Wouldn't be surprised. SVG top 5, he's getting better and better on the ovals. I would not be surprised one bit if he does get a top 5. Maybe not this early in the season, but this season he will get a pure top 5 based on pure speed, not by luck or anything like that, based off of pure speed. Finish less than 100th of a second. I mean, the racing has been very good this year. Who knows? Maybe. Not a bad shout. And finally, we got Kid Latin 27 says Kyle Larson or Bubba Wallace are definitely going to win Las Vegas, but however, don't count out Joey Logano win Las Vegas, or perhaps maybe Carson. So speaking of Kyle Larson, he is the favorite. Like I said, he had the best odds, but he is certainly the favorite. He is a 3-time Vegas winner. 2 wins came in the next gen car in the last 8 races, and including the last 8 races in the next gen car at Vegas, he has finished outside the top 5 only twice. One of them was a 9th place finish. So only one time he finished outside the top 10. And that was in the fall of 2022 between him and Bubba Wallace. Outside of that, Larson has been nothing but impressive in Sin City. So no reason why that shouldn't continue. This race will be a very fun race. It's not going to be completely different like what we saw at Phoenix. Similar tire, no change in the horsepower, and I think we're going to see a similar theme as what we've seen in the last 12 Vegas races, and that is that the winner of this race has started inside the top 10, all except one time. So this race, or this track, has proven in the past that you need to be a front runner. You need to be up front. You need to be up there when it matters most. This is not a track where you can come from the back and drive up to the front. If you want to win, you got to start up front. And you look at the heavy hitters. You look at Christopher Bell. You look at Denny Hamlin. You look at Bubba Wallace, who I think can have a really good shot at winning this race here today. Was fast in practice, qualifying the 4th position. Ty Gibbs finished 4th the last 2 weeks. Maybe that lawsuit gave him a boost of energy. I don't know, but he is certainly going to be a threat, I feel like, in this race here today, when really well in practice, especially on the long run. This is going to be a race where long run matters. And when I look at drivers in the long run speed, you got to look at the Toyotas. Elijah mentioned the grip that JGR has, especially on the long runs. That's going to favor them heavily. What I'm worried about, because one person, I saw some people in the comments talk about Joey Logano. I worry about Penske because Penske was awful, or have been awful so far. Yes, Blaney qualified 6th. However, it should be important to note out that Blaney's record at Vegas is nothing short of disaster. I think in the last 3 races, he has finished outside the top 30. in all of them. So clearly luck ain't on Blaney's side. On top of that, how poorly the 3 Team Penske drivers, and if you want to include Josh Berry, you can, they've all performed very poorly. All practice runs, no matter which spectrum you look at, they were all almost outside the top 20 in terms of the practice charts. And only one driver starting in the top 10 for a Penske car, or I should say one driver in the top 20 to start in a Penske car. By no means is that impressive. And I worry that I think putting your money or fantasy, anything like that, on Team Penske is not a good decision, because certainly they have not brought any speed. I think this is going to be a race where it's going to be Toyota versus Chevy, specifically JGR with 2311 Racing and Hendrick. That's how I see it. And when I say Hendrick, I mean specifically Byron and Larson. Let's take a look at our fantasy league lineup. So you see Richard Morris is still your points leader with 864 points, but 8 points behind HMS Fan for Life, catching up. Denny Delivers YouTube in 3rd place. Pat in 4th, and Speed Racer rounds out the top 5. We have over 60 members in this MDK Racing League. Thank you to everyone that is signing up. Please continue to sign up. We're only 4 races in. Still, anything can happen. I'm in the mid-20s, so I got to do some catching up. So as we take a look at my fantasy league lineup for Vegas, I got no Fords in my lineup, but I got 3 JGR drivers, technically 3 if you want to count the garage. I got Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin in my starting, and I got Ty Gibbs in my garage. I got Bubba Wallace as well as in my starting lineup, and I got the 2 HMS cars of Larson and Byron. I was thinking about maybe putting Tyler Reddick, but he's had some very, very strong runs, 2 good runs. I mean, 3 straight wins and then a top 10 finish at Phoenix last Sunday. I feel like maybe I'm gonna take a break for Reddick and not use him up so much. So I was considering putting him in my starting lineup, but I'm gonna save him for later on. But of those drivers, the driver that I think that is going to win this race will technically go back-to-back at Vegas. I have Denny Hamlin. I think Denny Hamlin's going to win this race. His car extremely fast, especially on the long run. 5, 10, 15, 20 lap average, always within the top 3, was fastest, like I said, in the 10 lap averages. Or 5 and 10 lap averages. So because of that, I feel like that the 11 car is dialed in when it matters most. When we get into that long run speed, Denny Hamlin has been running some really good momentum so far into 2026. We had a big gain in the points last Sunday at Phoenix. I think this will be the day that Denny Hamlin goes to victory lane and technically goes back-to-back, since he did win here last fall. So I got Denny Hamlin winning this race. But what do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jeff from MDK. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all next time.